Do you know what your protagonist's strongest skill is? In this video, you're going to learn how to read the Knight of Cups tarot card in reverse 3 different ways. The first one is intuitively, the second one is the actual meaning of the card, and the third one as a storytelling/writer's block tool. If you do decide to do this spread on your own, there is a high probability that you are not going to get the Knight of Cups in reverse for this position. The process that I'm going to show you about how I read a tarot card in this video is the exact same process that I would do for every single card. I'm Chris, and I am a certified tarot reader, and I'm building a community of writers who use tarot cards to overcome their writer's block and within their creative writing process. Alright, so let's dig into our intuition. What do we see, hear, feel emotionally, feel physically in the card, taste, and smell when we're looking at this card? Well, I see a young teenager, looking into a cup, and there's some magical sparkles going on around the cup, so it looks kind of magical to me. We do see, I know it's upside down, but it does also look like there is like a lagoon. It looks kind of like a magical lagoon to me as well. What do I hear? There's some bubbles going on near that starfish over there. I might hear the twinkling, if this is a movie, I might hear the twinkling of the sparkles by the cup. I don't know, there might be a little bit of some echoes if this is it doesn't look like we're in a cavern or anything, but we might hear some water movement, but I don't know that we're going to hear very much. What do I feel emotionally? As I look at this card, I feel kind of calm. The character in the card looks like he's looking into magic. He looks like he's in wonderment. No stress. It looks like an experience that we all want to experience. What do I feel physically actually in the card? I actually feel the cup. I'm touching the copper, maybe it's gold, I don't know, actually on the cup. I wonder what magic actually feels like. Those sparkles with my fingertips really close to the liquid actually in the cup. It looks I wonder what magic feels like in this world. I might also be able to feel all of my armor on top of me. I wonder, might be a story aspect here about why am I so protected? I wonder how heavy that is on me as well. So what do I taste? I'm not sure that I taste a lot of seawater this time. I'm not sure that I really taste anything. Has anyone, this is going to be horrible, but has anyone ever tasted starfish? And what do I smell? I don't really smell seawater this time again. I smell a fresh air. It's more of a fresh waters, fresh area. It's very mountainous. It doesn't look very lush mountainy, but it's still very naturey and mountainy, that kind of a thing. So that's what I'm smelling there. To go even further into the card, let's create a small short story surrounding the card. So this is going to be our middle. What happened before this moment and what happens after this moment? Now you can go as big or as small as you want with this. It can be Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. It could be just what's the scene before, what's the scene now, what's the scene next. So for me, I feel like there is like a mission that's been happening, and it almost feels like magic is running out in this world, and so he has now found this magic, and now he's going to take the magic back to his kingdom. It almost feels like answers are being given to me, and the answer that my kingdom has needed magically is actually going to be solved within whatever's in this cup. Okay, so let's go into the meaning of the Knight of Cups. Knights are the doers of the deck. These are the actual guys who go out into war. These are the guys that are wearing the armor. These are the guys that are usually on horses, and behind horses there is a lot of horsepower within the card. So there's a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of strength within that card. Cups is associated with the element of water. Water is associated with our emotions. I like to look at this card as the Romeo of the tarot deck. He's very in love with love. He wants everyone to feel love. He wants everyone to be loved and just kind of spread love wherever he can. Knights are a court card, and in the tarot there are 4 court cards: the king, queen, knight, and page. Now, the kings are usually represented as male, queens as female, knights as male, sometimes even pages as male. But something to pay attention to as to why these are a little bit more harder to read is because sometimes people think that the Queen of Cups needs to be a woman, or the king needs to be a man. Something to really pay attention to with these court cards is that it's not necessarily about the sex or gender of the person that is actually represented on the card. It's more of the aspects of what the card is trying to tell the querent, or what the question is regarding what you're asking the tarot. Sometimes the court cards are actually referring to the querent who's actually asking the question, and sometimes it's referring to people who are going to be helping them with whatever question they've been asking the tarot. It just kind of depends on what the story is within the tarot cards and how the question is asked. So right now we are dealing with a reversal that is blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy. Sometimes it is the opposite of what the upright card is. Now, something that you also remember is that some tarot readers don't read reversals. They just flip the card upside down. I read reversals. I think it brings a little bit more depth to the reading, but you don't have to. So in this case, if knights are the doers, if this is reversed, maybe this is a lazy knight. Maybe this is a knight that doesn't want to go to war. Maybe this is a knight that actually doesn't want to do anything productive. Now, this is also an emotional knight, so maybe this is a knight that keeps their emotions on the inside. Maybe they don't want to express their emotions as free as what this Knight of Cups usually would. Which is actually a good segue into my protagonist's biggest strength. So, I've said a lot in this series about how this character thinks and speaks and communicates. This biggest strength, I know that they have so we've dealt with the Eight of Wands how they feel. So they have a tendency to blow up. One of their biggest strengths, it looks like to me, is that they are able to hold their emotions on the down low. So I think that this character needs to figure out a way to regulate their emotions a little bit. But I do feel like that because we have a Knight of Cups in reverse, I do feel like the biggest strength that this character has is the ability to be able to hold their emotions to themselves when it's most important. What did you see in the card? If this card came up for your protagonist, how would you have read it? Tell me in the comments. If you're enjoying learning how to read tarot cards in this way, maybe you want to meet other writers who are also using tarot to enhance their creative writing process. Maybe you want to enhance your own tarot reading process. Maybe you want to learn how to read tarot cards in general. Have a little bit more access to me. Maybe get some extra insights about what cards you're pulling for your projects. I'd like to invite you to join the Narrative Flow. Again, it's a community that I'm building where writers are using tarot cards to enhance their creative writing process. In the next video of this series, we're going to be discovering what the redeeming quality is of this protagonist. Please remember to interact with this video so that I remain in your feed, and I will see you in the next one.